while his team just kind of survives.
Long for this world. All right, guys, we are back for game number 2. I got nRg with me over there, and make sure you check out his Twitch and Twitter. And we are seeing Wedge of Destiny had a pretty convincing win, game number 1, looking pretty solid. With DG Prime having an interesting draft that didn't work out so well for him. There were moments of really some brilliance out of them. Unfortunately, it didn't turn into a victory.
Yeah, very ambitious draft with the Probius. I mean, when was the last time you seen a Probius?
Yeah, and then Nullgate actually worked really well in several cases, but they couldn't secure kills at times, despite like locking them down with the Nullgate.
Yeah, it seemed to work at some points, but then lacking a player to have in the team fights, I feel like overall hurt them, especially on shrines where you kind of need people to be in a group and just contest that spot.
Yeah, I agree. So we are now off into the draft for game number 2. Once again, it is Wedge of Destiny with DG Prime as their opponent. Wedge of Destiny is up, as you can see, 1-0. And the bans are Hanzo and Amayev, with Phoenix now going to be the first pick on the side of DG Prime.
I like Battlefield of Eternity. It's a very interesting map and it caters towards characters that can do PvE well. So a lot of people, if they do it right, they try to burn the immortal. Um, obviously it's 2 lanes, and if you could burn the immortal, you never have to really fight the team.
Yeah, there's essentially like two, I guess you can say, two key ways to play this map, which is kill the other team so that they can't burn the immortal, or burn the immortal and avoid having to fight the other team because your burn is so fast that you basically put pressure on them to sit around and play defense. So we're seeing some big old power picks on the side of Prime. A little less unmeta, a little more meta with the Garage, the Phoenix, Dukov, and that's pretty scary. But so is Malfurion and Diablo. They're both scary as well on their own.
Phoenix, Garrosh, and Stukov.
It's a pretty solid lineup at this point. The Hanzo ban obviously puts a damper on things in that they won't be able to race nearly as hard because they banned out that Hanzo. But I'm assuming that they're saying, well, he can clear just as well because of the amount of DPS he can actually put out. Interesting ban from Wedge of Destiny. I guess they really do value Sonya that high. They say like Sonya is the best to them, and well, if we can't have her or we don't want her, we're gonna get rid of her. So unless they're feeling this map something like a Malthael, because Malthael is pretty potent against Garage.
They love Malfurion. I could totally tell. Wedge of Destiny. Whoever's playing the Malfurion has been super solid, and those roots and everything, and he put out the numbers perfectly.
Yeah,
Malfurion is kind of a weird skill cap. You have to be able to land Moonfires while keeping everybody with the heal. That way they get max value, and he seems to understand that. And his roots have been on point.
yeah. I wish that you could click on the actual portraits, because then, like my old days of playing like things like MMOs where you're playing a support, you just click on portraits, whack-a-mole of HP bars instead. It makes it a lot easier to manage HP bars instead of trying to click on, people who are moving around on the map, which is problematic actually in several cases. Like even pros have had this happen where if you're trying to click on someone and sometimes like models will overlap and they won't get their heroic, like an ancestral heal, divine palm, things like that are critical to land on the right target, to actually land on the right target. because of the misclicks onto the wrong models. So Blizzard, please give us clickable portraits so all those mouth players out there can whack-a-mole with ease.
Yeah, that'd be the day.
Yeah, it definitely would be. This is definitely interesting. There you have a nub once again, and Li Ming. So it looks to me like they're going to opt to have a nub in the solo lane, which if they put like Phoenix up there, he's going to be absolutely bodied. I mean, to be fair, pretty much everyone gets bodied against him. And a little bit of a change here. Tychus being picked up this time on the side of DG Prime.
Yeah, good counter to Diablo and Nubarak. And I must say that Wedge of Destiny, they're looking to defend, while Prime definitely want to burn this Immortal as quick as possible. And Artanis obviously seals the deal on that whole fact. So, I mean, they got the Tychus. Hey, Odin, let's burn down Diablo or whoever else tries to mess with us.
Yeah. At this point, they have a lot of burn potential. And they also have to deal with a lot of fight potential on the side of Wedge of Destiny. It's not going to be, a cakewalk for them, especially with a noob being able to hop on in there, take out someone like a Stukov, and all of a sudden they have no healing. Tychus is quick enough to burn through a cocoon, so they might have to just use cocoons on the Tychus to ensure that they don't blow up the cocoons. And plus, it'll take out a key like DPS who is there to really melt Noob and Diablo.
Yeah, Wedge of Destiny. Just based on these drafts, you could totally tell that one side wants to defend while the other wants to burn.
Yep.
Why not counter silence with another silence? I like it. Alrak is very, very interesting. We haven't seen Alrak in a while.
Yeah, he's really good for the defense because you can pull someone in to the stun and then follow up with the silence after they come on out of it.
Very curious to see what Li Ming is gonna apply or bring to the table here.
I think it's more so that they can poke their own immortal for free.
So one thing I want to point out is that Phoenix, he's pretty good, but he is I don't know if the word is countered, but he is kept at bay with characters that have long range, such as a Hanzo. Li Ming's a perfect example. Anybody that can um, get that extra range that he lacks can definitely deal with him pretty effectively. And I've noticed that from pro teams in HGC.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Now, I'm interested in seeing how well the Stukov silences work here too, because there's a lot of people to dive on into these fights, and it'll be pretty critical how those silences are used. So we got DG Prime on the right, and once again a Wedge of Destiny on the left. So introducing to you once again Wedge of Destiny. We got Hidden Unis on the Alarak. We got Karnath on the Diablo, Bane on the Li Ming, Dargok once again on the Malfurion, and finally Jingle Sassy on the Anubarak.
On the side of red, what DG Prime, excuse me, Krotos. He's playing the Phoenix. X152 leader on the Stukov. This Igia on the Garrosh. Artanis being played by Rowan, and Tychus being played by Graduation.
This chat is hilarious. 35% win rate, by the way, and an auto lock on the extended lightning.
Okay, maybe that's true. I don't know.
Oh, there's a bush gank looking for Krotos here. Oh, there's the pull. Oh, the root's going to come out, but it's going to be right underneath the gate. Now, Alarak really needed to let the lane push in for that gank to be successful, and it could have been if he had let it pushed up to a point where his team could have engaged. Rowan, though. Rowan, there's the stun. There's a second stun. And third stun. Swap, but it's not going to matter because he's being absolutely body blocked out of his mind. He is in the invasion of the body snatchers.
Yeah, on the top though, they DG Prime kind of went after that Alrak.
Yeah, they trade 1-for-1, both the solo laners, and it's really weird the laning situation by both teams. 4-man in top, trying for the gank. They rotate down, and then no one on DG Prime, I guess, really calls that out. But then DG Prime rotates up S4, and I kind of play musical chairs here.
Nice teleport.
Kratos just making it out of there. Does have the tap available though.
Yeah, looking at Alarak, he definitely he went for that sadism, extended lightning.
Yeah. So he needs to get him hit for it to start getting some value there.
Yeah, even though it reduces sadism a little bit, I mean the reward is definitely worth it if he gets those stacks going.
Yeah. It is pretty nice if you can actually complete this. There they go. There's the burrow. Not going to connect, but the root onto Garage is going to be good enough to take him down. Oh, no, but the silence. X152 leader. Perfect silence. Saving the day. Graduation really far out there. He'll be making it out.
Man, this Sigia is living on the edge. He was with the last game with Chen, and now he's on the Garage. He's pixel every single time, it seems.
This guy is calculated down to the T. So, fours were picked up. We're going to see the negatively charged coming on out. We got the Vengeful Roots from the Shadows, Under King, Dominant. So, they're going to go for the dive. Full committal to the dive. We got the Indomitable. No choice yet for Artanis, who did pick up the Amateur Opponent. The Emergency Protocol with the Arsenal Synergy. The One Good Spread with the Lurking Arm. And finally, Press the Advantage within the Rhythm. Oh, there's
just like I've anticipated.
Ooh, there's a nice cue from the Sigia. Graduation will make it out. An X152 with some really nice silences.
So while all this is happening, Phoenix is top lane, slowly pushing.
Oh my. Oh my. And it doesn't even matter, like he gets a tower shot on him. It's like no big deal. It's a shield. It just regens. Oh, Hinununi's getting pulled on in. There's the root, the counter silence onto 3, and Graduation will make it out fine. The Sigia is getting pretty low, but he does get that armor boost, currently sitting at 21. And they are getting some damage, very minor amounts of damage onto that Immortal. But like you pointed out, Kratos is babysitting top and taking it all.
Yeah, I don't know how long Wedge of Destiny is willing to let this slide. They either have to choose between defending the Immortal or dealing with top.
Yeah. And the great thing is that if they back out, Kratos just keeps doing it over and over. And in the meantime, Rowan he's actually going to pick up the Shaman Camp because there's such a lull in the action. Like, that's perfect. So many people will basically be sitting there with their thumbs just twiddling them. Like, what do we do, guys? It's like, well, you know, we got Kratos pressuring top. How about we pick up the Shaman Camp and force them to, you know, actually deal with top, and then we just clear the Immortal for free.
Yeah, very good macro play being played by DG Prime, realizing that they don't really have the burn or have to worry about burn on the Immortal while they just sit here and play this, hey, we're going to go top or Immortal kind of game with them.
Oh, Kratos, oh, the rotation's coming out. I think he's going to finally pay the price. The silence isn't going to... He got knocked out just in time to prevent him from going. A nice job from Hinununi's there, just pushing him back into the base. They pick up the kill, punish his aggressiveness, but in the meantime, take a look at the Immortal.
Yeah, it's zoned out right now by Garrosh, just making sure that his team can actually burst down this Immortal. I don't think they mind if anybody goes down to this, but they need to burn down this Immortal.
Yeah, they should be able to get it. They do have the Artanis. He's going to be hit back, and they will complete this, but Rowan will be going down.
Yeah, I can understand what was going on there. They did not care if one of their players went down. They just need that Immortal. They have some excellent experienced lead right now, and it seems to be working out for them right now.
Yeah, I gotta say, Kratos getting punished isn't too big a deal. Exactly like you said. Look at how healthy this immortal is, and now you have, Artanis has respawned. I think the optimal player here would have actually been have Phoenix, a Jingle Sassy taking a ton of damage. He'll just burrow on out there. I think the optimal play here would have actually been to rotate Artanis top, have Phoenix come bottom to push alongside this immortal, which was fairly healthy, and he's much better at sieging than Artanis is. And Thesigia is in the thick of things, getting bodied into the wall. The follow-up, Karnith has
Nice
nowhere
toss.
to go. And there's no silence. The Rue, the Immortal, though, is going to kick him on back. There's another Q from Thesigia, and this silence will help secure that kill.
Yeah, excellent work by the Stukov here. Just keeping everybody tip-top, knowing when to put those silences down, and enabling his team to get this bottom keep.
Dargok's been thrown on back the root, though, and it's not going to matter. The charge, the swap, Jingle Sassy, you don't have anywhere to go. Salvo of Planet. I love it. DG Prime, after losing their first game's like, it doesn't even matter, baby. We're going to, like, crush you.
Yeah, the macro play on the side of DG Prime is really shining right now. They understand what they can do with this team comp that they just drafted.
Yeah. Despite the fact that they lose a lot of shielding on that Immortal, and I still feel that the Phoenix rotating down would have been the optimal play, they got so many kills there that it didn't matter if like they lost the shields on the Immortal, because they still pick up the fort, they pick up those kills, they have 2-level lead at this point, and they have a heroic advantage still.
Man, Alarak just staying top. He might be in a bad position right now. None of them have ults yet on the side of Wedge of Destiny.
Yeah, they can dive this all day. There's a wave there. There's the swap. Hinenuni say goodbye to him as he gets absolutely obliterated by the 5-man.
Yeah, very risky to keep Alarak up there. I mean, I understand that he wants to defend, but at that point when you have no ults and the enemy team is missing, you got to back a little bit.
Yeah. It's one of those situations where people underestimate like how easy it is to dive in Heroes of the Storm. Like a single minion allows you to dive with impunity against an enemy team. And if you have double warrior, you can basically cycle. Like one warrior takes the damage, the second warrior now tanks the tower, and all of a sudden it's still a 5v1. It's not like he's going to survive the 4 other members.
Yep, excellent point you bring up there. And just, knowledge of knowing when you can just dive in, and just awareness of the potential that your team can bring. Like, you can just bring in a Garrosh and he can literally just dive in on anybody, which he's been doing.
With APOC coming on out, it's going to land on Tychus. Follow-up silence, and Tychus does manage to dash on out. We got Garrosh chasing on in, and he is silenced too. The pullback from Hidden Unis. They're fighting underneath this Immortal. Not the greatest. Silence will miss, though, on this Sigia. X152 leader has come on in with the one good spread. Krotos trying to dish out the damage, trying to be a one-man wrecking crew. He does manage to get out with almost no damage taken, and they will walk away with 0 casualties and very minimal resources used.
Wow. DJ Prime just living on the edge. I feel like they know what their potential is, and they don't care about drawing in ults and baiting out a lot of their skirmishes.
Yeah, they have everything pretty much up. They have the taunt, they have the laser, they have shove, they have Odin still. So if they try to force the fight, Odin's going to be popped. Oh, the Sigia, that man is an animal. Taunt onto Fane, looking for it. No one else is there to follow up but the laser. I don't think the laser is going to secure the kill. Fane! Oh, watch which way you're going, baby. Ooh, that was a little dicey there for Fane. This is a big old Immortal, though, that they have now gotten. They're going to rotate.
Excellent teamwork by DJ Prime, just securing that Immortal, knowing they have the burn, and kind of poking away at the enemy team. Nice kill on the side.
Getting a little crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, they're looking for another one. An X152 leader is going to be taken out from the APOC. And they just lost a major advantage here.
Planet Cracker.
Oh, it's hilarious. I mean, it did almost nothing. But nonetheless, yeah, I saw what the Sigia was trying to do. He was trying to get Fane again, but he winds up tossing a noob, and that play was super risky. Like, they should have just waited for the Immortal to come and then look for the fight underneath the keep, if anything.
Siege camp looking to be taken by DG Prime, and they're probably gonna let top camp go.
Yeah, they're gonna take whatever they want at this point. I feel like DG Prime knows they have a superior team fight and APOC is down. The Sigia is looking. Okay, he doesn't actually land it. He doesn't queue into the bush, unfortunately. He did complete that Warbreaker. He does have the defensive measures now. We have the triple strike coming on out, which means that his amateur opponent is going to be doing even more damage now onto the Immortal. We also have the auxiliary shields, the virulent action, the Neo still coding. The Sigia doing a nice job of zoning out Wedge of Destiny. Like, the Sigia is given kind of a clinic for people who play tanks or want to play tanks. Your goal as the tank is to ensure that your team can do whatever they're trying to do. In this case, he wants his team to pick up the Bruiser Chem. Well, stop them from invading, throw them around because you're Garage, interrupt them with a Q, then your team can pick it up with literally no fight, able to break out because you secure the camp.
Yeah, one of the top tanks to just harass people with outside of, I would say, Diablo right now.
Yeah. The other side, we had Iceblock picked up the right of a Rock Shear. We have Devastating Charge as expected, Acid Drenched Mandibles, and finally Illusionist. But watch bottom as DG Prime walks away with the entire front wall here, as, you know, they give up a lot. Bane looking for Rowan. There's a burrow. It's not going to connect. The follow-up Q does, however. They are getting him lined up. A beautiful
Planet Cracker.
Yeah, baby. This is like what a Planet Cracker is all about. We got Garage stuck in there. They're trying to buddy him. The Indomitable has been used. He does go down to half-life. The follow-up. The laser has been burnt. Odin is now being burnt. There's a throw. Malv is in a bad place. APOC has come on out, though. Going to hit 2 members. And that is also... Oh, the stun onto Garage. Vayne will be going down. The Q hitting all 3 members that are left up. The taunt onto 2. And a Nub and Diablo will be going down here. Hitting Udis. 15 life. Oh, the bomb. The grenade from Graduation. Sending him on his way. I'd say Hidden really isn't graduating there. He's being downgraded back to kindergarten.
Yeah, the power of Garrosh coming through right there, just zoning people out, and he gets a 3-man taunt, which enabled his team to follow up and take out multiple members on the side of Wedge of Destiny. This is actually time for them to shine at core. Are they going to be able to defend?
I think they can, as long as they don't do anything crazy. If they lose 1 member here, the game is theoretically over because they still have the 16 advantage. The keep is down in the bot lane. Catapults will, you know, is coming in the very next wave as well. They're going to have to fight this because this is going to be a full shield Immortal. There's the burrow. There's the follow-up stun from the Immortal. The Immortal is alley-ooping into some victory here. Thesidio trying his best. There's a 3-man taunt once again. The Rowan, Artanis queuing on through. Hidden is going to be going down here. But no, the counter kill first. Garage is next up on the list. The Planet Cracker cracking no one's skulls. And they will walk away with a big victory.
Yeah, that Immortal just had no chance of even surviving the onslaught being brought by DJ Prime. They know they have the burn. They know they have the potential just to secure this Immortal and have it push to a GG here very soon.
The downside, of course, is like they've lost so many members and that this is going to be a free clear. But because it's so shielded, it's still going to get some value. I mean, we just saw it finish off the well. At this point, I don't think it'll actually get the keep. At least I don't think it will. Well, actually, it might. Each swing is chunking it by at least 10%. is going to be really close. They do it. This is
Wow, they,
critical.
they just hit their power spike of 16. This is going to really matter for Wedge of Destiny. Are they going to be able to initiate the team fight and stop this momentum that DG Prime still has?
Yeah, DG Prime still has massive amounts of momentum. I mean, literally, they can go. It's 2015 life left on that keep. So they just go there as a 5-man, hit it, with everyone's ability once, and it's dead. Ooh, they're looking for the gank here. Garage is super far out. They can get an easy kill here. Tychus. Oh, Thesigia is going to be stunned. Overpower into the wall again. No, the Indomitable is going to come out. Odin is now being used. There's Garash's lifesaver Stukov in the cocoon. Thesigia is going to bust out the taunt. Planet Cracker. Oh, it's not going to be enough. It will still result in the death of Garage. The shove has come on out. They do send one to the other side of the map. Mouth is getting chased by Artanis, but Stukov is not going to be long for this world, and down he goes. In the back, however, they do pick up the the Malfurion kill, and this is a 3v4 situation. Vayne looking for more, going to miss the orb, but they do connect on Artanis. The grenade is going to come on out. Vayne is super low. Krotos is looking for it, and there is no kill there. There's the resets for Vayne, but she is out of mana. Krotos is not going to get the kill, and that is 4 members down.
Bottom lane being pushed indefinitely right now by catapults.
This was a nail biter. Like, if they could have extended out that fight by another 20 seconds, they would have, started doing significant core damage. You could already see it's 99%. This is like a huge opportunity for Wedge of Destiny to come back.
Yeah, the call has to be made here. Do they go and burn the Immortal? Do they defend, or they just worry about core clear? This is a very crucial moment for Wedge of Destiny. They are going to have to deal with the correct decision making right now.
I feel like their choice is going to have to be leave one to defend the core and just like deep push it. Have everyone else on the race. The problem is that they allowed a lot of HP still to go off of this Immortal. And this Immortal is almost their win condition because they need to essentially march down a lane, pick up kills, and then, end the game.
Yeah, the race continues, and Garrosh there just for harassment to slow him down, enabling his team, DG Prime, to even get a chance to kill this Immortal quicker.
Yeah, they do have Phoenix here. This is going to be really close. It's coming down to the wire, and it actually looks like they're not going to do it.
Whew.
They lose the Immortal. Oh, this is really bad for them. They're getting an Immortal coming down the lane. The good news is this is an Immortal with pretty much nothing. There comes the Apox. They're fighting right before their Immortal, as this is make or break right now. Tychus is super low. Hidden Unis is getting down there. Dargok is going to be going down, but Vayne is getting Reset City. Planet Cracker trying to get the kill, will not. And Hidden Unis will be going down in the meantime. In the backside, Krotos down. Hidden Unis still is up, but there they go. There's the death. Thesigia, can he make it out? No, he won't, and they finish him off, and now they need to get onto this Immortal pronto, because even though this is full shields on the core, they're still going to be taking some damage here.
Okay, Li Ming's going to have to do work here. 4 for 1 on the side of Wedge of Destiny. Are they able to save the core?
I don't know. Look how much damage each shot, or each swing, 10% off the core. It's down to 30%, 25%, 15%. I think DG Prime has done it. DG Prime has memed their way with the Planet Cracker to victory still.
Wow, that was a really close call, the Immortal there. I mean, the Garrosh, just like I said, the Sigia, he is the harassment king right now for the side of DG Prime.
Yeah, absolutely. So the damage numbers that game, we had 45.4k, 42.4k, Phoenix and Tychus top in the charts there. If I wished I saw the final numbers for Alarak in terms of his questing, but I feel like the Alarak pick didn't wind up doing them justice, largely because he died quite a few times in comparison to like other members of his team. If they had, another ranged DPS, someone alongside of Lei Ming who can do some damage. Um, I feel like they would have done a little better because Prime's team wasn't really a dive team. Their team was Garrosh catches someone out, throws them in, and taunts them. So if you have another ranged damage dealer, Garrosh is just usually taunting the front line. Maybe three if he gets lucky, such as like Alarak. And if they get a second range damage dealer, all of a sudden Alarak is, or the replacement for Alarak is free to dish out some damage onto DG Prime.
They had the burn. DG Prime definitely drafted a very impressive draft for the Immortal, and they rewarded themselves. I mean, they had some really interesting team fights. Wedge of Destiny almost came out on top in that last Immortal, but I mean, when you have to deal with an Artanis, Tychus, and that harassment by Garrosh, it's just really hard to even stop that. They had to get the flanks right, and I feel like the Alarak just didn't shine as much as I thought he should have.
Yeah, I agree. The what was really key there is that Phoenix respawned, got over to the Immortal, and the Phoenix was literally the make or break moment in that Phoenix got there, dropped enough damage to finish it off. If he respawned 2 seconds later, 3 seconds later, I actually think the game could have potentially been won by Wedge of Destiny. They would have bought themselves time. They could have let the Immortal push top, clear the bot lane, de-push the bot lane, and do that as a combination. And then they would also eventually get themselves to hit 20, which, as you saw, like their level 16 power spike, in part thanks to things like Epicenter, Domination. Like those are really big power spikes. And additionally, Li Ming went Fireflies instead of Mirror Ball. I'm I don't know if one actually like on paper does more DPS over time. I'm sure I can sit down and do that. A lot of people will pick up the Mirror Ball instead, but nonetheless, it was super close there. If Li Ming had an orb that actually use Power Hungry to get the 10% spell power, that would have been the difference between winning that Immortal as well.
Agreed. That's a
It
very good point to bring up about Li Ming.
it was so close though. I mean, literally, I think it was 100 HP, 200 HP before that Immortal went to the side of DG Prime. And if obviously DG Prime lost that fight, and if DG Prime lost the fight after that Immortal being won by Wedge of Destiny, they could have actually marched onto the keep and potentially even fought underneath the core to try to win the game. Unfortunately for them, that didn't wasn't what happened. And DG Prime got super lucky that this Immortal was so beefy and they were stuck fighting that it wasn't enough time for them to actually get back to the core and stop the Immortal from chunking through it. All
I
right.
definitely like the draft.
Yeah,
It was
it was really good, the draft.
typically that's what you want to do. You want to get a good draft for Battlefield Eternity. You don't want to spend too much time defending, because as you saw, they played the macro right. They were able to split off lanes. Hey, we're gonna possibly burn their mortal. No, we're gonna have this guy go up top, get some nice soak, and it just really worked well.
Yeah, it definitely did. They open up the map, they get themselves XP leads, they got a heroic advantage. From that lasted quite a while. Yeah, they got themselves a lot with those macro decisions. So thanks again, everyone who's been watching. We have another game happening in